Welcome back to Cosmopolitan Anonymous. I am your favorite girl, Bo Vintage, and today's video is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, episode 2, season 6. Is that right? My skin is recovering, as you can see, from some blemishes, so I'm not doing my makeup today, so sorry about it. Y'all just gonna have to deal. Either way, let's get it shit poppin'. So the episode starts off with Joseline and Stevie at like a little dinner meeting. They're basically just addressing their situation. As of right now, they are not together, and Joseline or Stevie didn't want to, I guess, admit that the baby was his. And so he was questioning the paternity of the baby because of all of the bad things that I mentioned in the last video, where Joseline actually went to social media or put it to the blogs that Stevie J had molested his child with Mimi, and that Mimi was aware of it and that it was going on for 2+ years and blah blah blah. And so because of all that drama, Stevie just didn't want to be a part of Joseline's equation. And so he was distancing himself. And Joseline is literally there crying. There's literally like boogers coming down her damn nose. She has tears coming out her eyes. But I don't know if I said this in the last video, but like ever since Joseline had that crying shit last season about Promise Be Made, having a baby by Stevie, and she went to Mimi and she basically can cry on cue, I haven't been able to trust her since then. She's a hell of an actress. She's obviously a known liar, and so I totally get why Stevie has his reservations about her, despite the fact that they've been together, or they were together for such a long time. When it comes to the baby, I don't feel as though she would have stepped out to make a baby with somebody else and tried to pin it on Stevie, because obviously at the end of the day she knows there would be a paternity test. But I feel as though if a woman is willing to tarnish your name and go to the blogs and say that you've done one of the worst things possible that a man can do, which is molest his own child. Molesting is bad, period, but to molest his own child is just like next level. I feel as though she should not be trusted, and I wouldn't want to have a baby by her either, especially knowing that the baby's a girl. So they were just hashing it out, or they weren't really hashing it out per se, but like they were just talking about that situation. Not specifically those things, but they were just saying, like, she was just saying how she was so hurt by him denying the baby, and he was just explaining to her like, well, look what you did, like you were talking crazy about me, so obviously I'm not gonna want to be a part of that. And then at the end of the conversation he agreed to a paternity test, because I guess Joseline was just trying to tell him like she doesn't really want to take him to court and do all that extra stuff. She was telling him that if he does the paternity test, she will, I guess, throw out the court order. So in the next scene, we see Jasmine, who is the new alleged baby mama. We see Jasmine going over to Rod's house, and Rod is Mimi's ex-boyfriend that just got out of jail or whatever. They're trying to paint him as some scammer. Mimi saying that he's definitely a scammer and he cannot be trusted. So we finally get to see him. He looks much older than this Jasmine girl, but that's none of our business, I guess. He and Jasmine are talking about the whole Kirk situation, and she's just basically telling him the rundown of what happened at the club the other night. He is aware that the baby's not his. It's not like it was some secret. He knew that the baby was Kirk's, and apparently they were in a relationship before he went to jail, and he was only gone for like 9 to 10 months. I think when the way Karlie was talking about this man was in jail, I thought he was gone for a very long time. Like I thought he was gone for years, the way they were saying it. And so yeah, he went away for a short period of time, came back, homegirl was pregnant, and he decided that he would raise this baby. I don't know why, but he did. Most men would not. If I was a man, I would not, okay? But he decided that he's going to, and so these two are supposedly in a relationship, raising this girl's baby that is her baby with Kirk. Anyway, their conversation was pretty much just like a recap. So in the next scene, we see Tommie basically bailed herself out. How one does this, I do not know. But Tommie did bail herself out of jail, and she was basically upset because she had her mom staying at her house watching her daughters for her while she was locked up. And apparently when she was calling, her mom wasn't answering the phone. I would have an issue with this too. I don't even know what word to use to describe her mom. Y'all help me in the comments, child, because I just can't. Before I even get into that, I must talk about how this girl's damn thong was, I don't even know if it was a thong or fucking boy shorts, because the band was so thick on it, or the lace was so wide, but like her whole thong was out. She's wearing jeans. Her jeans appear to be all the way up, but the top of her thong is showing, and I was like, is this Degrassi in like 2000 and motherfucking 4? Like, oh my gosh, her whole booty, or well, her booty was not out, but her thong was. Looked like a dingy freaking lace thong, and I was just like, no ma'am, no ma'am. What didn't make sense though, oh my gosh, I just realized something. What didn't make sense was that Tommie went to jail when she was wearing that black outfit. Okay, when we last saw her, she threw up the peace sign. That's what she got arrested in, and that's what she got taken to jail in. When she's coming home from jail, literally going to her own house, she's wearing different clothing. That makes absolutely no sense. She was wearing jeans, and I believe she had on a jacket of some sort, like a light leather jacket or something like that. But I'm pretty sure if she just bailed herself out and she was on her way home, she wouldn't have a different pair of clothes than when she went in jail. So obviously she didn't go to jail, or yeah, I'm glad I just figured that shit out, because Mona has some explaining to do. Am I wrong? Can you guys help me out here? Like, is that right? How the hell does she have a different set of clothes if she's coming straight from the jail? Like, where did she stop and get clothes from? Because she ain't had no shopping bags on her. Okay. The show, I'm like almost done with it. I really am. She ends up paging her mom about her not answering the phone. She's like I can't trust nobody, blah, 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 blah. She's pissed. She's talking to her mom, and her mom automatically goes on defense, talking about, I'm watching your kids, blah, blah, blah. And they basically start arguing. I felt as though her mom was being extra for the camera. It was very unnatural reaction, very ratchet, and I just couldn't believe it. Tommie apparently has like a professional or like a permanent jail bondsman that she calls in times of need, because Tommie's in and out of damn jail. And so she has a guy that she always gets to bail her out. And so he shows up at the house now. So it's her mom, and this guy, Jerry. And she's basically supposed to pay Jerry, but then her mom basically tells Jerry, once they start arguing, her mom tells Jerry to take her ass back to jail. So Tommie loses her mind now, because she's just like, are you fucking insane? Like, who says stuff like that? Like, you know, she's pissed. I would be pissed too, because I'm just like, what, bitch? Like, you're in my house. How are you disrespecting me? So she was telling Thing to take her back to jail. She was very upset about this. She did not like this at all. So she starts cursing her mom out and telling her to get the fuck out of her house. It was a very cringy scene. Like, you don't ever want to see anybody arguing with their mother. And I just felt like the scene was very low. I was uncomfortable watching it, okay? I know Love and Hip Hop is supposed to be ratchet TV, but like the way the mom was carrying on and Tommie's firing back at her, it was just like, I was clenching my booty hole, like literally. I was glad when it finished. But yeah, security did end up stepping in, and production was literally in the middle of Tommie's house. And I'm pretty sure her daughters might have been around the corner or something at one point. But security comes and basically escorts her mom out of the house, because it was getting way too heated. So in the next scene, Mama D, good old Mama D, is recording her #1 pop hit single. First up, my lips, lashes, brows, can't forget about my edges. Heels, or the flat ones, or the motherfucking wedges. In that order, in that order, in that order, in that order. Oh my god, that is my fucking jam. Yes, Mama D. Yes, okay, I love that song. But yeah, Mama D is recording the video for that stupid ass song. She's also still complaining that Ernest is not a man and stepping up to the plate as a man. Both of these motherfuckers is too damn old to be on TV, first of all, on reality television. But the fact that they are on TV and they are obviously getting a Love and Hip Hop check. I don't understand why the hell Ernest is still making excuses as to why he can't work. He's saying he had health issues and this and that and the third. And I was like, this nigga is just whatless. And so I totally understand where Mama D is coming from when she's upset about this, but I'm just like, why is this still her storyline? Like, get off the fucking show. Like, we don't care. Mama D is addressing Ernest. Apparently Ernest is just as much of a mama's boy as little Scrappy is. Mama D is about to get a taste of her own fucking medicine. Ernest basically lets her know that his mom is moving back to Atlanta from Florida, and Mama D is automatically not having it. Like, she's upset, and she basically is telling him like she has a problem with that. She's basically saying like his mom can't compete with her because she doesn't do this for him, she doesn't do that for him, and she doesn't fuck him the way I do. I said, who says that about somebody's mother? I was like, ew. Like, and that's not even the worst part. So Mama D's saying this. She said those exact words. Like, she doesn't fuck you like I do. I'm pretty sure she doesn't fuck him at all. And so Ernest is in confessional, and he said, this is one of the most disturbing things I ever heard my wife say, because Mama D said something along the lines of having a threesome with his mother to prove that his mom can't fuck him the way she does. And I was like, please, please, Lord Jesus, please, Mama D needs to take her damn medicine, because I'm not, like, this, I don't want to ever hear anything of the sort. Okay, even if it's complete strangers that I don't know, I don't want to hear anything of the sort. Like, that was the most disgusting thing ever. Like, who even thinks of stuff like that? So you know Mama D needs to take her motherfucking meds, because clearly she's missed a couple days, months, years. She needs to take her fucking meds. She's crazy. But yeah, at the end of that conversation, she was still vexed because obviously Ernest is not going to get a job anytime soon. It is what it is. Mama D either move the fuck on or shut the fuck up. So in the next scene, Joseline is meeting up with Melissa, the biggest LGBT promoter in ATL, and yes! She meets up with Melissa to talk about Stevie, the whole Stevie situation, and she's basically giving her the lowdown of what happened the other day. And then she also lets us know that Stevie invited her back to his place or something like that, and so she obviously went, and I guess they did whatever they did. And at the end of it, she stole Stevie's boxers. Joseline is basically saying that, or she's trying to make it seem as though this is motherfucking forensic files, and that she gonna take his little drawers with Melissa to the DNA center and get the DNA sample off and see if the baby is his. That ain't how this shit work, okay, boo? That is not how they do it on Maury, I'm sure. So they're reaching with that one. I'm just like, I can't handle these motherfucking storylines anymore. Like, that is not how they're gonna get the DNA from Stevie. He obviously would have had to spit, or they do a blood sample. It's not gonna happen through fucking pre-cum on boxers or motherfucking pubic hairs on boxers. Like, stop this. I just couldn't believe that that's what they were trying to put in the minds of us at home watching it. This show at this point is legit pure entertainment purposes. It's not for real. Like, I don't care how many of the cast members say this is stuff that really happens, blah, 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 blah. No. No. I will not accept that answer at all. Okay? So in the next scene, it is where all the tea, honey, is about to be spilled. Okay? Miss Karlie Red, as the private investigator that she is, decided that she was going to meet up with the lovely Jasmine and get to the bottom of this whole Kirk situation. Is it Karlie's place? No. But I'm all here for it, because we definitely need the tea, and we need to get to the bottom of this baby that we had not seen. I mean, if this is a baby and it's only a couple months old, where the hell was the baby when she went to go see Rod? Like, who's watching this baby? Jasmine starts spilling all the tea. Obviously, she's spilling the tea for the show, because nobody's just gonna meet up with Karlie Red, somebody that they do not know, and start telling them all their business. Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. She's talking to Karlie and she's like showing text messages. Karlie's like how she wants to, she's like, can I see the number? Because I know his number. And she's like, oh no, it's not gonna be his number because he has a whole other phone. So obviously that's a little sketch, like, you know what I mean? That could be anybody. She could have made these text messages herself, for all we know, you know, with a fucking texting app or something. Well, they were blue, so it was obviously an iPhone, but like, Kirk and his wife are married. I don't understand how he could have another phone, even though he does have the other apartment, and he did have another apartment without Rasheeda knowing for a little bit. So technically this is just a repeat of his last storyline from the last season. Kirk does stuff behind Rasheeda's back. It is what it is. So this is not really a shock, but even so, it wasn't enough proof to prove that this is Kirk. Like, show me a selfie, show me something, honey. You know what I mean? She had all the receipts, and to me, I just felt like she had too many receipts. You know what I mean? She was really trying to cover her bases. But even so, it gets a little deeper, and she is showing the car that he let her drive, and she has a picture of the insurance in the car, and it almost seems as though she was planning or plotting to drop this bomb, because why would she randomly I don't have a picture of my car insurance and it's in my own damn car. Why the hell does she have a picture of this man's car insurance? She was obviously always had the intent to drop this fucking bomb so that she could be on the show. Like, I can guarantee you she contacted Mona and said, look bitch, I want to be on the show and this is going to be your new storyline. Anyway, so she did have a picture of some type of car insurance that had Kirk's name on it from the car he was letting her drive, that he gave to her to drive. He also informed Karlie that she lives in the old building that Kirk and Rasheeda live in as well. And so I think Kirk and Rasheeda have two different homes. I think they have a house and they have an apartment. And so basically she's just giving Karlie all of this ammo. And I was just like, really, bitch? And she obviously knows Karlie's gonna go back and tell Rasheeda. This is all a part of her master plan. What's crazy to me is why the girl didn't like reach out to Rasheeda and tried to message Rasheeda or talk to Rasheeda. Like, why are you going through Karlie Red? It's a very small circle. I'm sure she can either get her number or message her on Instagram and try to talk to her. But maybe that's going to happen later in the season. Either way, it's just sketchy that she's going through third parties. At the same time this is going on, they made it super dramatic and made Rod go over to young Jock's house. They made Rod and Jock meet up so that Rod can spill the tea to Jock as well. So both couples basically are getting the tea at the same time. So Rod basically has like video in his phone of Kirk over at Jasmine's house, and also she has a video of Kirk holding the baby. And mind you, Kirk did say he's never met this girl before other than at a strip club, but that's it. Like, he doesn't know her, he's saying. That's what he told Rasheeda last week. And so in this episode, apparently in the video, she's like, say hi to daddy. Now, if the twist is that the baby is not Kirk's, but it's his son's, the whole say hi to daddy makes sense if she's recording a video while Kirk is holding the baby. But it's like, why would Kirk be over at this girl's house without his son? It doesn't make any sense. If Kirk's child did have a baby, why would Kirk be withholding that information from Rasheeda? Why wouldn't he have told her? It wouldn't make sense that he's keeping this some secret from his wife if his kid got pregnant. I'm pretty sure the kid would have came to both of them and was like, I got somebody pregnant, this is who it is, blah, 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 blah. So the twist doesn't even make sense at this point. A lot of people are saying that it is not Kirk's baby, but it's Kirk Jr.'s baby. But I don't think that's the case, because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. And if you Google the receipts that came out in January, I believe, the girl was suing Kirk for child support, but there had not been a paternity test at the time. I've heard that there has been a paternity test at this point, and there hasn't been. So I don't know what's what. We will get to the bottom of it, obviously, eventually. Young Jock is absolutely motherfucking hilarious. And in his confessional, he was saying, like, he doesn't know if it was Kirk in that video or if Rod has manipulated this video and put Kirk's head on the body. I was like, really, if they're really going that far for this storyline, that is insane. But I highly doubt it if it was a video. If it was a picture, okay, maybe Photoshop. But like for a video, you would be able to tell if his head is on there weird. So in this next scene, it was another uncomfortable scene with Mama D. Little Scrappy meets up with Mama D at some fucking boutique where Mama D is trying on some sweater, and she comes out of the fitting room and it's so scripted and forced, it hurts. Like, it physically hurts to watch. So anyway, they end up sitting down and Mama D is acting all dramatic, and she's just like how she has some devastating news. You would think somebody done died, honey. You would think, and the devastating news has nothing to do with Little Scrappy. Like, he's probably thinking the worst of the worst. So she sits him down and she's basically saying to him that Ernest's mom is moving to Atlanta. And so Scrappy's like, what? Like, why is this devastating? And so he basically is laughing because he's like, this is the same thing that Ernest's mom does is the same shit that she does. So how are you mad? And I was like, exactly. Like, she's absolutely insane. Mama D has been trying to govern this man's relationship since the beginning of time. Now that it's happening to her with her man and his mom, she has a problem with it. And I'm just like, if this ain't the pot calling the kettle, honey, if this ain't it. Like, Scrap basically lets us know that he's living in a hotel because him and Bambi ain't getting along right now. Ever since they got engaged, it's been fights. And so he's living in a hotel. If I were a man, could no bitch put me out my own damn house, okay? Ever in life. Ever. And if I was a woman, could no man put me out my house either. If I was a woman, child. I am a woman, bitch. What? No man could ever put me out any house that I pay bills in. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know what he talking about he had a hotel for. That's just embarrassing. And then Mama D is in her confessional talking about the situation with Bambi and Scrappy, and she's like, it took her a long time to accept Bambi and her hoofs into into the royal palace. Like, what? She's insane, man. Oh my gosh, you gotta love Mama D. She's fucking crazy. Anyway, she ends up inviting him to some weird ass sit down with herself, Ernest's mother, Scrappy, and she said to bring Bambi as well. Bambi and Scrappy had nothing to do with this meeting and they did not need to be there. I don't know why she was inviting him. In the next scene, Tommie is looking fly as shit. She got her little blonde wig on. She's wearing her little Gucci outfit. And she ends up meeting up with Karen, who is Scrap's mom. So we're talking about KK here, not Mama D. So there's Scrap and there's Lil Scrappy. So she's meeting up with Scrap's mom. And Scrap's mom and Tommie were friends before Tommie started dating Scrap. Scrap has gone to jail. Tommie and Scrap are no longer together, but her and Karen are still friends. Tommie is telling Karen about her drama with Joseline, basically letting her know that she just got out of jail for some dumb shit involving Joseline. And then she starts telling her about the situation with her mother. Karen starts to offer her some advice, and she's basically Karen's like to her, life's good for you right now. Tommie said, who told you that? No, it ain't. I died. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, I feel like Tommie's one of the only people on the show that can't be really scripted because she's so raw and she has so much emotion, and I love that about her. So when Karen was talking to her and she said that, I fucking fell out because I'm just like, hey man, sis, I know it's like, when people say stuff that they don't know what you're talking about, you have to just ask them like, what are you talking about? And so that's exactly what happened in that moment. I didn't understand what Karen was saying as far as she was saying life's good for her, but then Karen had to like just be like, hold on, let me elaborate for you. So Karen is basically telling her that the cycle of parental neglect has to be broken because apparently Tommie's grandmother has a whole bunch of kids, and so Tommie's mom, being one of them, was neglected because she had so many kids, and then Tommie's mom ended up neglecting Tommie. Tommie's in and out of foster care or group home, sorry. And then she's in the jail system, and the streets raised her, this, that, and the third. And so now, because she's been in and out of jail so much, and she has her 2 daughters. She's now neglecting her children based on the fact that she can't stay out of jail, and she, you know, people are questioning her motherhood and all this. And so Karen's just trying to offer her that advice that the cycle has to be broken, which I agree with 100%. Karen is a felon, Tommie is a felon, so neither one of them can go and visit Scrap. And Karen's telling her, like, I love you like you're my daughter, and you need to stay the fuck out of jail because I can't come and visit you either. So at the end of the day, Karen's just looking out for Tommie and just trying to be there for her as much as she can. Tommie also mentions the fact that she's going to be dating. Karen supports her, and she also says that she got something for Karlie read in the works, and she's definitely going to address Karlie about what happened last season with dating Scrap. Karen tried to diffuse that, and she said to her, but Karlie Red was never your homegirl. Like, it doesn't even make sense. And Tommie basically said she did not give one single fuck. You don't fuck with me like that. You don't play with me. I don't know. I feel like Tommie might be the new Joseline, but just more like crazy. A different type of crazy, you know? So in this next scene, Stevie pulls up to his crib, and he notices it's a little off, and so he's thinking that Joseline is in his house, but then he realizes that it can't be Joseline, and it turns out to be one of his daughters. His daughter has her little puppy with her, and his daughter does not live in Atlanta, and she's supposed to be in school right now. She's in her last year of high school, and she's basically letting him know that she's moving in and that she is going to finish her school online. Stevie is not here for the drama. Stevie is not here for this foolishness. She did not ask either of her parents. She thinks she's an adult because she's 18 or whatever, and so she's trying to make some decision on her own. But he said this is the bachelor pad. He is the bachelor dad. I fucking love Stevie. He's so funny. Yeah, basically his daughter is there to stay. He tells her that he just came from a meeting with Joseline. She was a little bit pressed about it because his kids do not like Joseline. Not after all the shit she done did, child. And so she was a little upset about it, and he basically just put his foot down and said, I'm the dad. You're the daughter. Mind your damn business, okay? Her best friend is also at the house, which makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm like, why the hell? And she in the kitchen eating the man food. Like, I'm like, why the hell are both of y'all here right now? Like, where's the other girl's parents? Like, I don't understand why they're just out here skipping school talking about they finna finish school online. There's gotta be more to this story. Comedy, Ernest and Ernest's mother are meeting up at some, it looks like a motherfucking warehouse with a table in it. Like, it's, I don't even know, it's not a restaurant. I don't know what this place is. They have this little meeting. Scrappy shows up a couple minutes late. When I saw Ernest's mom, I said, this is some Golden Girls drama. Like, why the hell is Rose and Sophia here right now? Like, why are these two old ladies beefing? It made no sense to me. I'm like, anything for a mother effing storyline. Like, seriously. It's so dumb that this is a part of the show. Like, these women are, like, they need to be on their own show. They need to go hang out with the old lady gang from motherfucking Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, I can't deal. I don't understand. I don't understand why on all these shows the moms are always so bitter. On Married to Medicine, Mariah's mom is old and bitter. On this show, Mama D is old and bitter, and so is Ernest's mom, old and bitter. On Real Housewives of Atlanta, Candy's mother and her aunties are old and bitter. Like, all these bitches need to go hang out together and have their own show. Okay, because I'm not here for the foolishness. Anyway, Mama D is clearly jealous of Ernest's relationship with his mother, and she's basically stepping out of pocket and telling off Ernest's mom. And Ernest's mom basically says, like, if I call my son and need something from him and he's doing something, he will let me know and he'll do it on his time. And then Mama D interrupts her and she's like, nah, that's not the case. He won't do it on his time. He will stop whatever he's doing and then do what he needs to do for you or whatever you ask of him. That is something for you to take up with your man, though. That is not something for you to page his mother about. Who do you think you are that you could talk to somebody's mother and tell them that she needs to stop calling her son, or like her son needs to. That's for Ernest to figure the fuck out. Or if Ernest is not being a man, then leave him. Like, why are you fighting with him since the beginning of time? Since before they got married, they've been arguing about the same shit. Obviously, you know how to pick them, bitch. Well, I guess before they were pimping bitches, so they had all the money in the world. Now it's not the same, and Ernest can't pimp a bitch. He's an old nigga. Like, ain't no bitch taking no orders from this old ass wrinkly old man. Like, I can't even deal. I don't know. Brappy is funny as hell. He's like, I don't even remember what Ernest said to him, but I fucking died because he didn't even answer. He's like, he just had a look on his face and a smile, and he was just like soaking in the moment because he knew that it was hilarious and stupid to be filming here. He's probably embarrassed. Ernest said that Mama D is the type of person that will step on your feet and expect you to say excuse me. I fucking died. Like, he's so funny. I couldn't believe he said that, and that's the truth though. Mama D would definitely step on your damn feet and expect you to say excuse me. Yo, that is so funny. I don't even know. I can't. Mama D gets highly irritated, and like always, she came with props. Last season, she came with a bird's nest. This season, she came with a pacifier, a baby's onesie, and also a diaper. And she basically got up, went over to Ernest and his mother, opened the thing on the table, and showed them everything and said, "This is for y'all." And then she left. Like, it was just overly dramatic for no reason and childish as fuck. So in this next scene, Rasheeda is meeting up with Karlie Red, and they're basically gonna go discuss, I guess, the events of the other night. At least that's what Rasheeda thought, okay? So she ends up meeting up with Karlie, and Karlie lets her know right away that she went and met up with the girl. Rasheeda wasn't prepared for all that, okay? And she was kind of like looking at Karlie sideways because she was just like, who told you to do all that? I wouldn't know which emotions to feel in that situation either, because it's just like, nobody wants to find out that their husband's cheating on them, and nobody wants to find out that their husband had a baby on them, and nobody wants to find out that their husband's lying to them. But at the end of the day, we can't feel bad for Rasheeda because she allows this behavior. And I'm pretty sure they're still together even after this catastrophe that the show is in the first 2 episodes. So I don't feel bad for Rasheeda, and I totally get it. You're married, you've been married for years, you want to, you know, save your marriage, but like, your husband has on more than one occasion publicly embarrassed you. The love and hip hop check can't be that good that you're gonna ruin your relationship. I feel like reality TV is definitely death for relationships. It's never good. Karlie ends up telling Rasheeda all of the tea that Jasmine spilled to her earlier in the episode. She's telling her everything. Rasheeda was holding it together at first until Karlie was done telling her what she needed to tell her. And then when she started speaking is when the tears started to flow, and you could tell that she was genuinely hurt. And as scripted as the show is, I don't think she is a Joseline Hernandez that can cry on cue. I think she was genuinely hurt. I think she was finding this out through Karlie, and she wasn't expecting Karlie to know so much information. It was just probably overwhelming for her and a shock for her, and so she's just hurt because how many times is she going to forgive her man for doing the same type of shit? After that scene with Karlie, the next scene is with Rasheeda at home cooking dinner and waiting on Kirk's ass. And honestly, if Kirk came in there talking about how he feels as though he was excited that she was making dinner and stuff because he felt like, you know, things are blowing over. My nigga, if you just came home the other night and told your wife that there's somebody claiming you out here had a baby for them or made a baby with them, What in your right mind makes you think that you should even eat the food, bitch? Because trust and believe that I had some poison in that shit. Oh, yes, I would. I would have been scared. He should have been terrified to eat that food. I would have been so scared to eat that food. Like, I'm not going to eat nothing this bitch is cooking until I do a DNA test and I say that the baby's not mine. Like, I ain't about to eat this lady food. He's out of his mind to even have been excited to eat. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? And the way Rasheeda was approaching him was hilarious because she was very cold and standoffish. I don't get how he wasn't reading that language from her, that body language. She was talking to him like it was a game. Her tone of voice was much like she had something coming. It wasn't like, oh, hey babe, welcome home, here's some dinner. Like, no. I don't know why he trusts his wife, honey. He trusts the hell out of her, because I would have been questioning the fuck out of that food. As they're sitting there at this dinner that Rasheeda has prepared, Rasheeda basically says, what's good? I met up with Karlie. She met up with the girl. What's she poppin'? Like, she's like to him, you're saying that you don't know her, so that would mean that she doesn't know you either. But these are the facts. So what's the tea? And this nigga is still motherfucking lying. Like, why are you lying, Kirk? I don't understand. What did the producers say? Don't admit? Like, did they say do not admit to your wife that you know this girl at least? Oh my god, I can't handle it. I don't understand why, when he's faced with opportunities to speak the truth or, you know, speak something, he stays quiet and closes his eyes and says, absolutely not. Like, what are you talking about? You obviously know her. First you say you didn't know her. Then you said you did because you met her at a strip club. But like, that's it. But now there's people, she's pulling out the receipts on your ass and you're still lying. Like, who does that? Who? Like, it just shows us that he has zero respect for his wife, because he doesn't even have the decency to say, like, this is what it is. Not even the decency. It's really sad and pathetic, and I hate that the episodes end where they do. Like, I need 2 hours, honey. I need to know what the next phase is, because when they show, like, next week on, or next time on, it's always some shit. It's always, like, extra dramatic and stuff, but then next week they're just gonna do the same thing and put that the most dramatic part at the end of the episode, and then it's like a cliffhanger and we're just waiting, and it's so annoying, but it is what it is. Anyway, you guys, I do love you all, and I will definitely see you tomorrow for Bad Girls Club.